Capo dei capi, Italian. Modifier letter vertical line ca, modifier letter triangular colon pode, modifier letter vertical line ca, modifier letter triangular colon pi. Boss of the bosses or capo di tutti I capi, Italian. Modifier letter vertical line ca, modifier letter triangular colon pode, modifier letter vertical line tutti I, modifier letter vertical line ca, modifier letter triangular colon pi. Boss of all the bosses or godfather, Italian. Padrino are terms used mainly by the media, public and law enforcement community to indicate a supremely powerful crime boss in the Sicilian or American mafia who holds great influence over the whole organization. The term was introduced to the U.S. public by the Capo Commission in 1950. American Mafia. The word was applied by mobsters to Giuseppe Murillo around 1900, according to Nick Gentile. Bosses Joe Masria, 1928-1931, and Salvatore Maranzano, 1931, used the title as part of their efforts to centralize control of the mafia under themselves. When Maranzano won the Castellamarese War, he set himself up as boss of all bosses, created the 5 families and ordered every mafia family to pay him tribute. This provoked a rebellious reaction which led to him being murdered in September 1931, on the orders of Lucky Luciano. Although there would have been few objections had Luciano declared himself Capo di tutti capi, he abolished the title, believing the position created trouble between the families and made himself a target for another ambitious challenger. Instead, Luciano established the commission to lead the mafia, with a goal of quietly maintaining his own power over all the families, while preventing future gang wars. The bosses approved the idea of the commission. The commission would consist of a board of directors to oversee all mafia activities in the United States and serve to mediate conflicts between families. The commission consisted of the bosses of the 5 families in New York City, the Buffalo crime family and the Chicago outfit. Since then, while title of boss of all bosses has been given by the media to the most powerful boss, the mafia never recognized the position itself. Genovese crime family bosses Lucky Luciano, 1931-1946, Frank Costello, 1946-1957, and Vito Genovese, 1957-1959, were given the title. Following Genovese, Joseph Bonanno, boss of the Bonanno crime family, chaired the commission in 1959-1962. With the rise of Carlo Gambino, the Gambino crime family became the most powerful crime family and he was given the title from 1960 to 1976, as were his successors Paul Castellano, 1976-1985, and John Gotti, 1985-1992. With the fall of Gotti, Genovese boss Vincent Gigante held the title from 1990 to 1997. The term has since fallen out of use. Bonanno family boss Joseph Mazzano was recognized by 4 of the 5 families as chairman of the commission from 2000 to 2004. During this time he was the only full-fledged boss in New York not in prison. Sicilian Mafia. In the Sicilian Mafia, the position does not exist. For instance, the old-style mafia boss Calogero Vizzini was often portrayed in the media as the boss of bosses, although such a position does not exist according to later mafia pentiti, such as Tommaso Buscetta. They also denied Vizzini ever was the ruling boss of the mafia in Sicily. According to mafia historian Salvatore Lupo, the emphasis of the media on the definition of Capo dei capi is without any foundation. Nevertheless, the title has frequently been given to powerful mafia bosses to this day. During the 1980s and 1990s, the bosses of the Corleonesi clan Salvatore Riina and Bernardo Provenzano were bestowed with the title by the media. In April 2006, the Italian government arrested Bernardo Provenzano in a small farmhouse near the town of Corleone. His successors reported to be either Matteo Messina Denaro or Salvatore Lo Piccolo. This presupposes that Provenzano has the power to nominate a successor, which is not unanimously accepted among Mafia observers. The Mafia today is more of a federation and less of an authoritarian state, according to anti-Mafia prosecutor Antonio Ingroia of the Direzione Distrettuale Anti-Mafia of Palermo, referring to the previous period of authoritarian rule under Salvatore Riina. Provenzano established a kind of directorate of about 4 to 7 people who met very infrequently, only when necessary, when there were strategic decisions to make. According to Ingroia, in an organization like the Mafia, a boss has to be one step above the others, otherwise it all falls apart. It all depends on if he can manage consensus and if the others agree or rebel. Provenzano guaranteed a measure of stability because he had the authority to quash internal disputes. In Italy, a fictional 6-part television miniseries called Il Capo dei Capi relates the story of Salvatore Riina. 'Ndrangheta and the 'Ndrangheta, a mafia-type organization in Calabria, the Capo Crimine is the elected boss of the Crimine. An annual meeting of the 'Ndrangheta Locale near the sanctuary of Our Lady of Policy in the municipality of San Luca during the September feast. Far from being the boss of bosses, the Capo Crimine actually has comparatively little authority to interfere in family feuds or to control the level of interfamily violence. References. Further reading, in Italian Arlecchi, Pino, 1994. Addio Cosa Nostra. La Vita di Tommaso Buscetta, Milan, Rizzoli, ISBN 88-17-842990. Critchley, David, 2009. The Origin of Organized Crime in America, The New York City Mafia, 1891-1931, New York, Routledge, ISBN 0-203-88907-X. DeStefano, George, 2007. An Offer We Can't Refuse. The Mafia in the Mind of America, New York. Faber and Faber, ISBN 0-86547-962-3. Paoli, Letizia, 2003. Mafia Brotherhoods. Organized Crime, Italian Style, New York, Oxford University Press. ISBN 0-19-515724-9. Rob Selwyn, 2005. 5 Families. The Rise, Decline, and Resurgence of America's Most Powerful Mafia Empires, New York, Thomas Dunn Books, ISBN 0-312-30094-8. External links. The Boss of All Bosses, Time Magazine.